Hare Krishna. A person was driving a car through a countryside road, and after driving a while, he started dozing. And suddenly the car started jumping when it came in contact of a speed breaker in the road. And suddenly he regained his consciousness and he saw that the car is already going to astray. And what should be done? And with utmost care and effort, he took the car back to its track. And again, he started moving the car. So in the same way, in our life, in the journey of our life, sometimes we feel lusty. While the lust is fulfilled, we feel greedy. And when the lust is not fulfilled, then we become angry. All these emotions, all these desires appear into our mind. Why it happens? What is the reason behind it? The only reason behind it is the unconsciousness of Lord Krishna. When we become unconscious of Lord Krishna, all these negative emotions appear into our mind. But whenever we again take shelter of Lord Krishna, all these emotions disappear. So it is the simplest sutra, simplest formula for rejecting or for deleting all these negative emotions. But how can we remember Lord Krishna? Is it very easy to remember Lord Krishna in a situation when I am feeling lust? No. There are so many barriers in it. For that reason, we have to follow a procedure. What is that procedure? Firstly, we have to tolerate that urge or the temptation for lust. We have to tolerate that. Tolerance is the wall, a strong wall between temptation and transgression. What is transgression? Transgression means to break up all the rules and enter into the life of sense gratification. So between the temptation and transgression, there is a nice wall, a strong wall of tolerance. If we do not break it, we will remain always saved. So we have to tolerate, and this is also advised by Srila Rupa Goswami in his Nectar of Instructions. He said, Yo Vishaheta Dhira. So you have to tolerate all these urges. Then you will be able to make disciples in the whole three worlds. So, firstly we have to tolerate, and at the time of tolerating all these urges, we have to say no to all this temptation strongly. For example, all the circus animals, for example, a tiger or lion, all these animals, when they are first brought to the circus party, they do not want to practice as per as the instructions of the circle ringmaster. They do not want. And what the circle or ringmaster do? He stops giving food to them, feeding them, stops feeding them. And then all these animals become so much angry. Yes, why are you not giving me food? I will kill you. But the ringmaster knows that actually he may be shouting, it may be shouting very strongly, but it is becoming weaker. And when it becomes weak, at a certain point of time, he becomes so weak that he is obliged to obey the instructions of the ringmaster. So then he gives all these practices to them. So similarly, our senses are like these wild animals. We should not fulfill all the desires what it wants. Never. We should say no to all these things. But saying no is not at all easy. For saying no, we must have such knowledge, such intelligence, or such realizations of the scriptures or shastras. For example, in the shastra, in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that Havisha Krishnavatmaiva Bhuyaiva Vyardate. This kama or this lust is just like the fire. Fire will never be satisfied if we offer clarified butter in it. Never. Never it will extinguish. Rather, it will increase at increasing rate. So what we should do? We should stop giving water to it. Then it will automatically be extinguished at a point of time. But only saying no is not the solution. We have to say yes to something good, something positive. And that positive is Krishna consciousness. We have to say fully. We have to be absorbed in Krishna consciousness fully. Then we'll be able to conquer the lust. For example, if a glass, if I want to evacuate the glass from all the oxygen, all the air remaining in the glass, what should I do? I can turn over the glass, but again the air will enter into the glass. But there is no other way to evacuate air from the glass. Even evacuating machine cannot help us. So what should be the solution? The only solution is, if we pour water into the glass, then the air will automatically be evaporated. Automatically it will extinguish. Similarly, if we fully absorb in Krishna consciousness, then there is no chance of lusty desires, to become angry, all these negative emotions. There is no chance. It's just like Srila Prabhupada. Once when he was in a Pandal program, all the devotees are paying obeisances to him. And there are so many TV reporters and others. And he asked to these reporters, "You sir, why these persons are paying obeisances to me? What is the reason behind it?" So they are very much curious about it. So they asked to Srila Prabhupada, "Why sir, why all these persons are paying obeisances to you? What is the reason?" Then Srila Prabhupada, with a smiling face, he has started talking that the reason behind it is that I am pure, I am free from all kind of lusty desires. That is why all these persons are paying obeisances to me. Then all the disciples became curious. They all became dumbfounded. What Srila Prabhupada is saying to us? In this material world, is there anyone who is free from lust? Even Shiva, Brahma, all these great demigods fall prey to lust. What Srila Prabhupada is saying? So then Srila Prabhupada, with a smiling face, mitigated their all these problems, and he, with a smiling face, said that actually I am not free from lust, but I have no time for lust. Yes, if we have no time for lust, if we engage fully in Krishna consciousness, then we will have no time for lust, and we'll remain free from lust. And also this lust is compared with fire. So this fire, we must have to extinguish this fire. What is the process? The fire brigade, they have so many ingredients to extinguish the fire. They have water, they have carbon dioxide, and all these materials. They use one after another to extinguish the fire. So in the same way, we must have some ingredients through which we can extinguish the fire of lust within our heart. What can be that ingredients? For example, singing a nice bhajan like Gopinath Mamo Nivedana Shuno. Oh Gopinath, oh master of the gopis, please hear my prayers. I am fully in such a nefarious condition by being motivated by the mind. I am in a nefarious situation. Please help me. By the lust, I am being drowned in the water of this samsara. Please help me. So in this way, we can pray to Lord Krishna. We can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We can read scriptures. We can read Srimad Bhagavatam, the sections in which this kind of situations are described, and by the mercy of the devotees, by the mercy of the Lord Krishna, these persons are becoming free from these lusty desires. So you should read Srimad Bhagavatam, or we can take guidance from senior devotees who are expert in solving this kind of problems, who are very strict in sadhana. So we should take help from these persons. So in this way, if we apply all these methods to become Krishna consciousness fully, then we will be free from lust. So we have told 4 steps. We can tell these steps again in a nutshell. Firstly, we have to tolerate. Then at the time of tolerating this, we have to say no. Okay, but saying no, we need to read the scriptures. But at the same time, we have to take other things which are favorable to Krishna consciousness, which helps us to absorb in Krishna consciousness fully, like singing bhajan, taking help of the devotees, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, reading Srimad Bhagavatam. And if we in this way remain fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness, then there will be no chance for lust. And in this way, we will be able to conquer the lust. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.